Welcome back to the Overlooked Hotel, the home of the strange, the unusual and the forgotten. Since its formation in 1912, the British Board of Film Classification, or British Board of Film Censors as it was formally and more accurately known, has banned 985 individual titles from release in the UK. Such bans are technically only advisory for theatrical releases. BBFC decisions can be overturned by local councils, though most of the time that has happened, the councils have simply banned films that the censors have passed, rather than allow films that were refused a certificate. But for those people who smugly claim that the BBFC can't actually ban anything when we talk about banned films, well, yes they can. For home video, where most films in the pre-streaming days would go directly without any kind of theatrical release, the BBFC is a statutory body under the terms of the 1985 Video Recordings Act, and banned titles cannot be released or sold anywhere. We tend to think that the days of banned films are effectively over. Since BBFC head James Furman was forced out of office at the end of the 1990s, the board has operated an official policy that adults should be allowed to watch whatever they want. But there is a proviso, a handy get-out clause. If a film is deemed to be harmful, it can still be cut or refused a certificate. Harm can come in many ways. Films have been banned for encouraging abusive sexual activity, mostly BDSM, or for coarsening the viewer by trivializing death and injury. They've been banned for hate speech and encouraging illegal activity, for lacking informed consent, and, most contentiously, for simply being grossly offensive. Since the turn of the century, 35 films have been banned. They include adult movies, documentaries about marijuana cultivation, horror films, animated and experimental productions. And the censorship doesn't end with feature films and adult movies. Over the decades, the BBFC has banned ads, trailers, and even video cover art. Amongst the 35 titles banned since 2000 are a handful of documentaries, several DVD extras, a video game, and an advertisement. It's the latter that we're looking at today. Fur is Dead is a 30-second commercial produced by the controversial animal rights organisation People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, or PETA, as they are better known. PETA is an organisation that likes to shock and cause outrage, either through the whole "I'd rather go naked than wear fur" campaigns featuring sort of nude, sort of celebrities, some of whom seem only too happy to wear fur if they're paid to do it, or through a series of extremist and offensive ads that compare eating animals to the Holocaust, to slavery, or to cannibal killers like Jeffrey Dahmer, or by making unfounded claims about milk causing autism, not to mention asthma, anemia and cancer. It seems that for the organisation, no amount of outrage is too much. Nobody is beyond being offended, and of course, each scandalous and offensive ad campaign simply results in more press coverage, so it's a win-win for PETA. Ironically, PETA's devotion to animal rights doesn't seem to extend to their so-called shelters, which have a higher kill rate for animals than any other organisations. If a dog or a cat ends up at a PETA shelter, its days are numbered, in the single digits. In 2014, 80% of rescued animals in PETA shelters were put down, and PETA activists even snatched a chihuahua from its owner's porch and killed it the same day. You might reasonably question how this is ethical treatment. The BBFC and PETA clashed in 2002 when the ad entitled "Fur is Dead" was submitted for approval. The ad was supposed to run in cinemas, but PETA, possibly not understanding the submission process, actually requested a video certificate. I don't think that really made much difference in the end. The ad had already been pulled from circulation in the USA in the wake of 9/11, a rare moment of social awareness from the organisation, who perhaps realised that there really is such a thing as bad publicity. The plan was for the ad to be shown in London cinemas, presumably aimed at overseas tourists. The British public had already overwhelmingly rejected fur by this point. What was the problem with the ad? Well, it's available to watch, and here it is. So you can probably see why this was a bit problematic. It's not just the violence that is quite brutal. In itself, that wouldn't necessarily be a problem, but it appears without any context or condemnation. In fact, you might think that the ad celebrates the act of violence given who it's promoting. And this, of course, would appear unannounced in a block of cinema ads, and so was theoretically more likely to cause serious offence than if it had just appeared in a standalone narrative feature. The fact that it's available online might seem to make a mockery of the BBFC ban, but remember, context is everything. Within the confines of a documentary setting like this, or even as a standalone video on YouTube, it's less likely to appear unexpectedly and without prior knowledge of what it was about. So that, apparently, makes it safe. In any case, the BBFC refused the ADA certificate on the 17th of June 2002. As banned films go, this is one of the less well known, even amongst anti-censorship campaigners. Ironically, it's one of the most widely available. But it perhaps represents the ludicrous power that the censors still have to decide what we can and cannot see, even down to advertisements. I'm not sure that's a good thing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy these tales from the backwaters of history, don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and let us know in the comments if you think this ad deserved to be banned or not. We'll probably take a look at some other obscure banned titles in the future, both here and on our parent site Desperate Living, which we'll leave a link to below and above. So until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.